So how did we get from this? How did we get from watching Lost on TV to the puppet master of lostblog.com?
It's a long, sordid tale. Flashback to, I guess, 8 months ago. It was the end of this last season, and I started tweeting about Lost while I was watching. My wife was out of town, and I was all by myself. So I said, I gotta have somebody to talk to about Lost about. So I started tweeting about it, and then we watched the incident, and we're like, we're gonna have to watch that again. So I said, well, we need to do it so we can watch all the episodes at one time. And there was about 5 or 6 people said, oh, that's a good idea. And just off the top of my head, I said we should have a hashtag for it. And so I created the WFTB acronym. And
one of the first of many.
One of the first of many 4-letter acronyms. And we started watching the weekend after. And then every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we hit a different episode. So the plan was to watch the pilot during the weekend, and then we'd get together and tweet about it on Monday. And 103 episodes later, we got all the way through it with about a week before the season started.
Yeah.
About the same time as I started doing the Twitter thing, I got approached by Alex, who owns Lost Blog, and he said, "Hey, you want to use that for a headquarters for the rewatch thing?" And I said, "Oh, that'd be fun. Thanks, I appreciate it." So we used that for a couple things, and then after about 16 episodes into it, I got bored with trying to blog each of the tweeters, and it was just hard trying to do it 3 times a week. So I stopped doing it, and then towards the end, we're like, okay, we're getting back to it. Got excited again, and then he says, and he was doing the blog on his own during the hiatus, and then he said, I really want to get you on board to revamp the blog and get it ready for the season. I said, well, I could do it, but I'm not going to do it by myself, so I'll need to bring some people in. He said, okay, let's do that. So I asked everybody, let's see, we're up to about 10 now on the blog. I pretty much did the theming of it, and a lot of other people started doing the interviews, and the whole thing with Lost Blog is that we didn't want to be just about the show, because there's lots of other blogs out there that do the show really well. We wanted to more look at the fans of the show, especially since through the rewatch I grew from about 5 followers to over 1,000 followers, and I just thought it was fascinating how everybody has a different way they came into Lost, and what they like about it, and what the show means to them. My son even got involved, and I'm like, if we're going to do it, let's make it so that we can enjoy the thing with more people and try and get different people's aspects, especially all the different people that are involved on the internet and in all the different nooks and crannies, even from the person that just says, wow, I like Lost the show once in a tweet, from them to the person that runs a 50,000 hits per day website. All of those people have a different story about what makes them tick. And it also got started with the Underground Art Project. Alex himself has gotten interviews with all the different artists that did those posters, and it's just really cool how people have been inspired not only to create communities of things, but actually create works of art and writing and just different inspirations. That's just a neat outspring of a really great TV show.
Well, I can only guess that once we get to the season or the series finale, then we're all going to do a whole nother rewatch. But what will happen after that rewatch?
I think the Lost mythology and what the television show brings up, and as far as thoughts and mythology and philosophically and things like that, is that it's so rich and deep that things are going to happen after it, with people with fan fiction, with rewatches, with other people starting their own creative opportunities, much like what happened with Star Trek afterwards. Damon and Carlton said they're done. I mean, this is the story they want to tell, and that's what they want to do. But ABC's still around, and as long as there's a rich mythology to mine, I don't think they're going to keep away from it. Will it be a Lost movie with Matthew Fox and Evangeline Lilly and the rest of the cast? No, but the island or whatever the island represents, I think will still be around and be able to have something happen. And the fans, I think, is again something that'll be around forever. Watching the pilot and then going in and, the tweet that Damon had earlier today saying that he's starting with the finale, the last piece of chocolate, the one we've all been waiting to eat. It's kind of bittersweet, kind of like that, picking up that last book of Harry Potter and going, okay, this is it, but this is it. There's not going to be another one.
I know, I remember, and I felt that way kind of all this season, where I look forward to the episodes, but I also kind of secretly want to put the brakes on. Like, I'm glad we're here and watching again, but we'll never get this experience again. This is kind of the end of the experience. We won't get to live this part of it over again.
Yeah, we'll always know the end of the story. We'll always know the last page.
Right.
The Lost TV show is probably like television's version of the Lord of the Rings universe or the Chronicles of Narnia universe, and that it's so memorable in its themes that people will be picking it up and starting it again and asking the questions. It's like while we were doing the rewatch this summer, a lot of people tweeted, okay, I'm starting to watch Lost for the first time, and that was always a kick to be able to watch somebody with fresh eyes go back and revisit all the things and remember my own feelings of, what? Who's in that hatch? Those sort of classic things where you really got the mind twists the first time and being able to see it again. My son started watching this summer, and that was kind of fun to watch it with him for a few episodes and him asking questions. I'm like, well, you'll have to keep watching and find out.
Can't tell you.
It was brutal.
It was brutal. But he's better for it.
Yeah, it's
all the little bits.
Yay! Edit that out.
Edit.
Uh-oh. Quick, enter the numbers. Names. John Stuvie.
Micah.
Hi, Michael.
And Dan. Tell me your name.
Daniel Stuvie.
All right, there you go. Get out.
Daddy, who is this?
Her name is Jess.
The creator of Lost.
I am the creator of Lost. That is exactly who I am. Yes.